and gents, welcome back to Dragon Age. Last episode we almost completely escaped out of Fort Dracon. There's just one door that stands between us and assumed freedom, with the help of our beautiful ladies Liliana and Morgan, of course. Give credit where credit is due, they did come to save me. Area transition. Let's go. Is this where I am now? Yeah. So let's just go back to our estate. Why not take what made this bridge better than that bridge? These questions need answers. And is there no back door to Eamon's estate that we could have saved time by going in? And is that all we get? It's just a simple quest completed? Let's go talk to Eamon. Let's also, though, talk to all of our companions, make sure we've done every dialogue option we possibly can. I always thought that's probably a good idea.
Isn't it? What's on your mind?
What do you think the spirit chose to help you?
I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there.
What about demons?
I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
Do spirits watch people like that?
I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
You mean it protected you?
There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
You were at Ostagar? Wait, what? I suppose it felt it wasn't your time yet.
I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
I'm glad you think traveling with me is worthy of your time.
I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare him for the task that is yet before him. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger wagging.
I'll hold you to that promise.
You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help.
Gosh, I hope so.
This is what's on your mind?
What things can I ask about the
I will
circle?
answer to the best of my ability.
Why didn't you want to stay at the tower?
The circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do.
I don't recall ever just seeing you in the background at Ostagar. I'm glad for your company.
The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can
Hey,
get.
there's 3 now.
I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the circle.
I wanted to make sure you really wanted this.
No, of course I don't. I'm old and unsure of what I'm doing. Actually, I'd rather be in a warm chair in the sun, being served pudding or some other easily digestible food.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
I know. I was just teasing. The ability to laugh at myself is something I developed too late in life. But to allay your fears, yes, I am sure this is what I want.
Alright then, was there anything else?
What's
I mean,
on
besides
your
the other mage questions. Never mind.
It is no trouble.
The other questions about the major circle. Who's over here? This is Ogren. He doesn't really talk that much. Of course he'd be near the food.
What you need?
Can you teach me to fight like you do?
You want to be a berserker?
Not really.
Thought I'd never see the day. I'll teach you. Just be ready. To be a berserker, you have to face your own inner rage. Let the spirit of battle take over. And all that dust. There's a whole pile of philosophical rot that goes behind it. But the bedrock is this. Get real mad and kill things.
That's all? Sounds easy enough.
It does. But I almost guarantee you've never in your life been as rage blind as you have to be to draw strength from it. I'll show you how. I'm good at getting people really, really mad.
Please then, teach me.
I can teach you what gets my hackles in a twist, but no one can tell you what'll set off that killing rage in you. Finding that is the key to berserking. Once you got that, I tell you, the ladies love it when you're all mysteriously angry for no reason.
Yeah, sure.
Trust me. You're a quick study, Warden. You must have been seriously steamed up about something for a long time.
Thanks for the lesson. Tell me more about berserkers.
What the sod is there to know? You
I'm
get
just
mad,
curious.
You fly into battle and things die. It's pretty simple.
Cool.
The hard part is getting in touch with your rage.
Mm-hmm.
We all learn to hold that back. It's why we don't kill every duster who looks at us sideways. You need to shut that off. For some people, being in battle is enough. But others have to think about something. Violence, monsters, nobles, your wife, whatever.
Thanks for the lesson.
Aye, alright then.
Nice, and I can unlock the berserker specialization. Fantastic. That's just another way out. Alright, then let's head up. Still got Alistair, Liliana, and Morgan to talk to. I think Alistair's in there with Eamon. Morgan was in the library, not Morgan, Liliana was in the library last I saw. Here's Morgan.
If one more
I'm pretty sure I talked to you. Yeah, I talked to you last time I was here. But where's Liliana at? Did I walk by her? I did. What do you want?
We can't all be gallivanting about the house all day. Our Highness is here.
Hello.
This is a nice change from having to...
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you.
Let's talk.
Of course.
You have any tales to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
What's number 4 going after? There was another story I wanted to hear. I'm not sure about that. I'll get there. Know any stories from Orlais?
Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais.
That sounds interesting.
A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield a sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot.
Continue.
Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. They bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the grand tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the grand tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered.
Did she win the tourney?
Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the grand melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat.
Damn, that... Oh, I was hoping for a happy ending.
The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Aveline's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Orlais so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Aveline and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Aveline the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
Nice. Nice. What is this? I'm tempted. I don't want to, like, ask something offensive, but what is this other story I wanted to hear?
Which one?
Anything about the dash? What do you know about it? It slipped my mind.
It will come to you soon,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Alright. What else?
This is a nice chain. I'm here for you. Of course.
Alright. I've been skirting around this for like 5 episodes now. Let's talk about us.
Wait, you want to talk about us?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something bothering you? Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You're so sweet.
Mm-hmm. That only got me a +1, huh? Wow. I'm about to go take down Loghain and kill all the Darkspawn, and +1's all you can give me? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's make sure there were no other conversations.
This is an... I'm here for you. Of course.
Yeah, alright. I think we've done everything. Let's go talk to Eamon and Alistair as well. Oh, that's the way out.
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
It's good to be in one
Indeed.
piece.
We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
I think I've seen as much dungeon as I ever want to.
I can believe it. Though I'm afraid if we do not act quickly to erode Loghain's support, we may all be seeing a great deal of Fort Draken in the future.
Alright, what happens now?
We will need to work together, and quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense.
Maybe he's literally
He saw me
possessed.
as a threat. Yet even now, I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Is there no other way to reason with him?
I thought so. I'd hoped so. Hal's influence was strong. his death can only be a good thing. But even that will not be enough. I know my father, and he is committed to his course. He will see this through, no matter what. You will need ammunition come the Landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have
Go
only
on.
just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Hal and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
Okay.
A useful lead, Honora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Hal's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
Alright, let's not step on any toes here, Diglin.
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough, and decent, but even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite
Didn't think of that.
I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Honora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said.
Alright.
For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Sure.
well, she's quite spirited.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Galen was a good boy, but Honora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same.
Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her.
Yeah.
I do not for a moment think Honora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain.
Alright. Aren't we planning to dispose her? No, I heard nothing of that. She would make a better ruler than Alistair.
Honora was a capable administrator for Kaelin's lands, but she has not a drop of royal blood. We did not fight the Orlesians all those years just to lose our royal line in a single generation. Not when there's a surviving son of the blood.
Royal blood is overrated. I was just gonna suggest that Alistair should marry Honora.
Are you serious?
I forgot you were in the room.
Never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm going to stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
You can
That would
leave.
certainly solve a lot of
I forgot he was in the room.
Put forth the strongest argument before the Landsmeet to remove Loghain from power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Honora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen unless they both agreed to it. And I suspect
looking
that
at you,
might take a lot
Alistair.
of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
Alright. Yeah, I think I've beaten this nail on the head. Let's talk about something
We
else.
certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alien age?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I got work to do.
Of course, if I might make a suggestion, go speak with Honora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
Alright. I've also got another quest I can do in the alien age as well. The last request, find and eradicate the Maleficarum. I can do that as well. So yeah, we get 2 in 1. Let's have our conversations with Alistair now.
I haven't been here in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They've changed the dining room. What do you need?
They've changed the dining room.
Ask away.
I already asked about teaching to be a Templar. I think I've talked about this one, but let's do it again.
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
so am I. I thought Templars wore heavy plate, mostly.
That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right?
Uh-huh.
Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight.
Yeah, lots of these pillow fights, I take it.
Pillow fights? I mean, no, of course not. I meant sword fights.
Mm-hmm.
With rusty swords, dripping with acid. The kind that puts hair on your chest. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you?
I'm curious.
It's really quite boring.
I do really want to know, yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
Mm-hmm. What did you enjoy about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Not anymore, no.
We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good.
No,
Way.
they can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost.
No.
I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Alright. Those were all of his conversations,
What
right?
do you need? Ask away.
Yeah, because I talked about this.
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not.
Yeah.
When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well, I respect your word.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
I was actually just curious to see if it was teachable. Okay, so where is Honora at? Over here.
Hello again, Warden.
Hello?
It is good that you came to speak with me.
You asked me to.
I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped. But once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler.
Right, I see where this is going.
I, would
I saw
welcome
where
your
this was.
support for my throne.
I saw a similar conversation coming ever since she asked me to come to her room and talk privately. Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens.
Right.
In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
I would like to marry her off to Alistair, that'd be pretty funny.
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Caleb, my recently dead husband.
That is actually
My main
crap.
fear is that he might govern like Kaelin as well. But it is true that Alistair has Theron blood.
Mm-hmm.
To some, this is more important even than practical considerations.
Exactly. Best of both
A
worlds.
union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I could convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
I'll speak to him then.
Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Alright. I wonder if that is now a dialogue option I can have with Alistair.
So I'm guessing someone told Honora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
Exactly. I think you'd be a great king, though.
Really? Whatever will give you that idea?
Yeah, a kind heart and a strong sense of justice. Exactly.
Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
I think you should marry Honora, is what I think.
Marry her?
Mm-hmm.
As in marriage? As in be her husband?
Mm-hmm.
You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you? Why would you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
I'm just thinking. I'm looking for compromises. That's all I'm doing. I'm not telling you to marry her. I am proposing the idea. She can rule while you lead. Best compromise for peace. She can rule while you lead.
No. Not perfect. Not perfect at all. I don't trust Honora any more than her father. And I'm certainly not going to marry her.
Alright.
Go and tell her whatever you think best. But I can't do it. Even if it means I have to be king myself. I'm sorry.
Alright. Well, crap. Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Right.
Meditation and Odes to Bees. Sounds like fascinating reading. God, I don't want to go behind Alistair, but, I mean, Honora would be better ruler. God, this is like the Balin and Harrowmont again, except not quite as extreme. Harrowmont's like Alistair. Sort of. And Balin is like Honora.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
I don't think it's gonna happen. He sends his regrets.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
But hardly unexpected, really.
Yeah.
Consider it forgotten. Now, as for the alliance we were discussing.
Make a case.
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Kaelin's queen.
Right?
As much as they loved Kaelin, all of the Banon knew this to be so.
So?
Kaelin was a good man. But
Yes.
what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity.
Go on.
For us both.
Yep.
What say you then? Your support for mine in the Landsmeet?
What happens to Logain?
He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it.
There isn't, without question.
Then that is how it must be. I will always be my father's daughter, but even I know he must pay for his crimes. It will not make me glad, even so. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement?
Maybe. Oh, Eamon's suspicions are bouncing around in the back of my head, telling me not to hit number 3. Oh, I don't want to be going behind Alistair. Well, If only I could have persuaded Alistair to marry her. That would have been so perfect.
That is good to hear. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain.
Only if you do.
Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. I suggest you be careful. He will be wary of you, and no doubt is watching your moves. But of course, you know this.
Yep.
You are the expert here, not I.
Exactly. Anything?
No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you.
Fine. You're welcome. Who is that? That's Elena. Does she have anything to say?
My lady, she will be forever like the one.
Alright. Alright, last round. Do you have anything else to add?
Warden, let me know if there's any assistance I can give you. We have much to do and little time.
What assistance could you give me? Nothing.
We need to do all that we can
Yeah.
in the few days left to us before the lands meet.
Who is this?
Hello again.
Ah, hello.
It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Draken.
Uh-huh. What are your plans now?
When I'm well enough, I'm going to continue my journey toward Ostagar. Hopefully I'll be able to trace the heart of the Blight and where the Archdemon itself abides. If we want to defeat this Archdemon, we need to know where it is and how soon it might strike.
Now... Okay, I actually have a question here. Ostagar is down south in Ferelden, south of Lothering, kind of to the east of Flemeth's Hut, if I can recall the map correctly. The Deep Roads are far to the northwest. Well, not far, but farish, the other side of Ferelden. And when we were there, we saw this huge Darkspawn army marching, and what looked like possibly the Archdemon. So are the Darkspawn going underground all the way to Ostagar and coming out there, or what? I was hoping I could learn a bit more about the Grey Ones.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself.
I like your armor, by the way.
Beliefs, protect people
Minimalist,
from their own ignorance,
but good
and be
looking.
as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
The Fortress in Weishaupt. Why would I ask that? I don't recall ever hearing of that before.
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lad, and very foreign. The wardens there, they fight Darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there in the forest.
Yeah.
They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world.
I need to read more
The
lore.
king is weak, and many Anders look to the wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
How many wardens are there at now?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately,
Yeah.
knowing how unguarded it is.
So why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between blights.
This is a
What's
really weird
surprising
camera angle.
is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness.
It would have been
which
cooler if there was
drives
actually a
them
bird
through so
there.
many generations.
How were the wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Anders soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the Archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, though none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then,
and it was they who formally founded the Order and were recognized by Thedas.
I guess that's all for
The
now.
important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Right. Alright then, you have been watching Conversations with a Dwarf. Denim Edition, our Eamon's estate. We have heard from Alistair, Liliana, Wynne. We stopped by to say hi to Morgan, Ogren, our Eamon, and Honora herself. Join us in the next episode as we follow this Grey Warden on his quest to the Alien Age, to eradicate the Maleficarum and to investigate Logain's activities. I hope you will join us then.